Okay, firstly, let's just ignore the blank bed behind me. Normally, I don't comment on my background. It looks shitty all the time, but like I feel like people think I was like I'm in the middle of being evicted or something. my sheets are just being washed, and I had to record this video, so I was gonna do it. Doesn't matter. Well, anyway, so I am going to be watching a movie today, and that movie is called Poor Things. Now, I will tell you the great fact about this movie. I know absolutely nothing about it. I like to, on this channel, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Gent. This is my reaction channel. I mostly do TV shows and movies. TV shows and anime and such. But I will dabble in some movies and some other stuff here and there. But I'm mainly good at like TV show reactions. I'm better at that sort of long-term character building stuff. But I still try some movies, and this movie I've seen has gotten good reviews. So I thought maybe I'll give it a shot. You know, I've seen people talking about it. But I also, with movies especially, try to go into these movies as blind as I possibly can. I don't watch trailers. I try not to look at the synopsis or the cast or anything. I mean, sometimes I'll see bits and pieces of the cast, but generally I will just be as blind as possible, because I feel like that makes for a better experience for me and for people watching as well, when they get to see someone who truly doesn't know what they're in for. And I don't know anything about this movie. I know I've seen the poster once or twice, you know, like I think I've scrolled past it a few times. But I don't think it looks like one of those posters that doesn't really give anything about the movie away anyway. I don't know what genre this is. I don't know if I'm about to go into like a drama or a biopic or a horror or a comedy. Like, I really don't know. And so, yeah, because of that, I also don't know the plot of the movie. Not even the basest idea of the plot. Sometimes I'll go like, oh, you know, I would guess it's about whatever. And sometimes you can tell kind of from the title, but sometimes you can't, you know? I also did the same thing with Parasite. At some point, I reacted to Parasite on this channel, and I thought that movie was going to be about, like, zombies or something, because it was called Parasite, and I thought it was going to be, like, a parasite that took over people's brains. But no, it was nothing like that. It was absolutely nothing like that. So, truly, I don't know what I'm getting into, but let's see if I like it. Because the nerve-wracking thing about that is, because I don't know what I'm getting into, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. But let's see. Let's see what we think. Please make sure to support this video if you can. I'm a small channel, so any little bit that you can do to help me out helps me. So liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel, all of that helps me out. And if you want to see my entire reaction, all 2.5 hours or so of this reaction without any edits, without any cuts, then go to my Patreon account in the description below, and there will be the full-length reaction there. You have to have your own footage to sync it up with my footage, of course. I feel like I have to mention that because some people don't read. It says it very clearly everywhere on my Patreon, but people don't read. But yeah, you have to have your own footage, but it's absolutely worth it because you get so much more time with the reaction, and you also make sure that none of your favorite bits of the movie get cut out. And if this is like a slower paced movie, I don't know if it is, but if it's like a slower paced movie with a lot of dialogue, that tends to come, you know, there tends to be a lot of edits in weird places, so it's better to watch the full-length version of that, in my opinion. But anyway, let's just jump into it. This is Poor Things. Yeah, here we go. Whoa. There's something very fantastical about this shot. I don't know what it is. Like the clouds don't look real or something? Like it's a stage play. Oh. Okay. This might be a creepy film. What the fuck? That heart. Is that Willem Dafoe? It just looks like the side of Willem Dafoe's head. Please let it be Willem Dafoe. I love him. It is! Oh, what the fuck? Maybe I don't love him. Okay, so far I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure that will change. Or maybe it won't. Okay. She's got a very childish demeanor. Okay. What? This movie is already not what I expected it to be. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for some reason. It gives me those vibes. What is that a dog with a goose head?
Now, who would like to reconstruct the organs? And who can tell
me.
human?
His research is groundbreaking. His father founded this place.
Have you mistaken yourself as included in this conversation, Max McCandles?
Max McCandles? What a cool name.
What is the purpose of putting them back in, sir?
Oh.
My amusements. Mr. Max McCandles.
I gotta write down the name Max McCandles.
In straining hard to almost touch mediocrity.
Oh.
Thank you.
I need someone. Are you a religious man?
I believe in God.
Me or the deity?
Sexy as you often.
I do not need it explicated for me.
She's just breaking plates. Okay. Okay, so she calls him God?
Bella, this is Mr. McCandles.
Bella. Oh, jeez.
Bud.
Blood.
Bud.
Blood.
What a very pretty retard.
Oh my
She
god.
suffered. I repaired it. Her mental age and her body are not quite
Yeah, that's what it
synchronized.
feels like.
Languages. It is exciting, Bella.
I believe she's doing...
Mrs. Prem.
Oh. That's what you mean by we. This is such a strange movie. I wonder how long it will take for me to stop thinking about how strange this movie is. Is she eating a bird? What's she eating?
Quite partial to them, actually. I find them to be nice and...
He seems cool. Oh, she's sharing with you. I don't want to look at that. I hate this. So she just cuts open dead bodies for fun. Oh my god. Oh. That chicken was barking?
In the evenings, there's progress. Her
That's
hair grows
great, but
one
I'm
inch
worried
every
she's
2 days. Either
gonna
hair
grow up
diagrams.
really screwed up, you know? Like she's gonna learn some messed up shit. Stabbing dead bodies and
Where
stuff.
did she come from?
I was so happy to be back together.
I feel bad for cringing
Daddy God.
at his look at the
Cringe
start of the
not.
movie.
Bella no work.
It just wasn't what I was expecting when I looked at Willem Dafoe.
They were brave explorers. They were killed in a landslide in South America. I'm afraid so, my darling.
Poor Bella.
Poor Bella.
But love God. Sleep here.
No.
She's got the tendencies of a kid down. Like she's really good at it. I'm very impressed.
Peru. Yes.
Why do you pen book every nut?
I must note down the nutritional intake.
Pen book every nut.
How many?
I wonder if like the movie's gonna progress and she's gonna like
Tell Bella other places.
be
That's
really good
Lisbon,
at speaking by the end of
Portugal,
the movie.
the south of France, the Alps,
Or if we do like a time jump and then she's really good at speaking. I don't know.
Australia. Far away and
Australia,
dangerous
that's
to
where I
both
am.
People and animals.
The clapping. Just like clapping with your arms fully extended. Oh, got a scar there.
Outside must go.
That surgery went really wrong if
We work.
If they're
Cut
patting out
fingers.
fires. Well, she's a brat.
Ella. Ella.
Oh my god. I'm trying to see what's on her wrists. What are those flappy things on her wrist? It's like she's got price tags on her. Oh, a little frog.
Kill it.
Oh! Oh my god! Well, that's not a good sign for a future development, I don't think. Whenever she sees something
Thumbs, God.
cute. Oh yeah, he does have funny
Once when I was
thumbs.
very to see whether he could retard the growth cycle of bones.
Now,
I would stare deeply into my other fingers.
oh, she's
And
got
simply by
gloves hanging from
observation,
her wrist, so she doesn't
begin
lose
to
them, I
parse
guess.
out the epidemiological elements.
Good God.
He
Yeah.
was a man of
Max McCandles is the only regular
time
person
to go.
so far.
A storm.
Thank goodness
approached.
he's in this movie. I sort of need his perspective.
People scared of God, laugh at God.
God, lovely. Like dog face.
Oh my god. I mean, this is what toddlers do. So it's just because it's a woman's body that it's extra strange. Oh my gosh. Just chloroform her?
Mother of God.
I love Max McCandles. And I love saying his name, Max McCandles.
Why are you hiding her? Tell me what all this means or I'll go to the police.
I'm curious about this as well.
I shall.
Okay.
It is a happy tale.
Whoa. Cleaned up, refined, and in color, but standing on the edge of a bridge. Well, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a happy tale. I mean, obviously, this is theoretically in the future.
Albeit dead, but so close
Oh,
to
wait,
life.
no, it isn't.
Rigor had not set in.
That was the past, right?
Had hardly cooled.
Oh.
No, but some electric current, so I could have kept her alive.
But you didn't.
I thought that was a glimpse into what was
I
gonna
knew
happen by the
nothing
end of
of
the
life
movie.
she had For in this Christian nation, suicide is treated as lunacy, a crime.
Yeah.
Who was?
It was?
Take the infant's brain out and put it in the full-grown woman.
Oh my
Reanimate
God.
her and watch.
Jesus.
Oh, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to look at that. No. No, thank you. No, thank you, movie. No, thanks. I'll pass on that one. This is like a Frankenstein story. It's crazy.
But would you rather the world did not have Bella?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I thought that's what was happening, but I wasn't sure. But that is what was happening. I thought I was reading into the sounds I was hearing too much, and I was like, I shouldn't be doing that. But that's what the movie wanted me to be doing. Alright, well, she's already in an experimental phase. I mean, everyone's done this. It's a very new sensation to her.
Mrs. Prim. Bella discovered happy when she wants. You are sour-faced, but I fixed you.
Bella discover happy when she won. That's a very good description of what that is.
No, just wait. It takes a moment.
Yes, she's sick.
Bella?
Bella have discovered something and must share. What?
Her vocabulary is getting
Cucumber with me.
much better.
What is that?
My
See,
father-
now she's going to be
I-
thinking
I
about
was in
jerking
the
off
Lord of
all
Life,
day.
so I must make my own gastric juices
Why in God's name would he do that?
to discover what no one knew.
She's probably thinking, why isn't everyone doing this all the time?
Ideally. Do not.
So frustrating.
Good night.
But her vocabulary really is getting a lot better.
I'm actually something of a romantic, Max.
What?
I believe I see love between you and Bella.
Huh?
She's...
Perhaps you should marry her.
Well, can we wait until she's
I think she loves you.
not clearly going through puberty?
I've seen people look at
I mean, not
each other
actual
as
puberty,
an
but
observer, not a subject of
that
conversation.
stage of her life.
Bella.
Oh my gosh.
Feel funny.
Oh my gosh.
Ejaculation can only induce homeostasis in me if accompanied by prolonged stimulation of higher
What?
nerve centers whose pressure mystery of my blood, not for a few spasmodic minutes, but for many days.
That's not a real answer.
What? I am a eunuch and can't fuck her.
There you go.
Besides, my paternal feelings seem to outweigh my sexual thoughts.
That makes sense.
All, sir.
Do you wish to marry her or not?
I wish to marry you. Be
My
my wife.
gosh, can we wait on this, maybe? A reaction to it.
Do not wish to take advantage of you. You are special. When we are wed.
Yeah, which hopefully is in a long time, just once you are a bit more mature.
She must desire it also. I understand.
Two conditions.
That wasn't even on his mind.
You must live.
Curious contract.
Is that Mark Ruffalo? It's hard to tell.
Immaterial to legal bindingness of it,
His voice doesn't sound like Mark Ruffalo, but Mark Ruffalo is good at
warrant
accents.
Such binding.
Are you 5 years old that you can't hold your water?
Weak bladder, sir, like my father before me and his before him.
Oh my god.
Want my hat?
Would it suit me?
Yes!
I understand why. I have to pinch you to see if you're real.
You're not pit.
Oh my god.
Mr. Duncan Wedderburn.
Duncan Wedderburn.
How you get up here?
I don't know, surely she can't open the window. Isn't that the whole point of the lock on it? Oh, cool fireworks.
Do not care for polite society. It's fucking boring. Destroy. I think God's the actual author of the sole idea.
Godwin Baxter.
Oh, that's why his name's God.
What is
Godwin.
that story? That's why I'm not asking him. I'm asking you.
This is interesting. Will she go and then the movie just
With
changes
you, I think.
You are, absolutely.
to being with him? Oh my gosh, this movie cuts to stuff I don't want to see often.
Big news. Bella's dizzy with excitement.
I'm going to Portugal.
I secretly run away with one Duncan Wedderburn.
What?
She
You will
can't
wish
keep
to
the
stop
secret
me.
properly.
I shall stop you.
It has little of damage to me, but will be interesting as well.
Is
I
her
can't let you go.
vocabulary being like surprisingly complex, but not quite making a lot of sense? Is she in heels?
Kiss me and set me forth, rotten with hate.
Hate?
Hate.
Oh my gosh. Are they packing?
Unpack those bags.
They're packing.
Getting under a naive woman's skin.
It is mostly his eyes on mine, and his hands when between Bella's legs.
Oh my
and whisper
god.
words I can't hear, but
I will see to this man myself. I will beat his handsome face into a porridge of blood and bones.
Oh my god.
Max, you are. I am too at sight of different Max.
I'm not the man that I know has nothing but ill intent in his mind.
That's
and
great.
Nothing for you. I will smash his fucking head in.
Oh, she loves it. I am too at sight of different Max. Oh my god.
It is strangely delicious.
Why did you not stop her?
She would hate you.
Being a free will.
Just hope she's all right.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, it's in color.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
So we're in color now?
Not lie, I've been with many.
Because she's like exploring, so she's like out in the world, so she gets more color in her life.
Okay, rollicking. Rollicking.
Lisbon. Why is she riding a fish?
The nuns and monks.
That seems like her way of doing life anyway. Shove the whole thing in her mouth.
What is siesta?
Oh my god.
Why do people not just do this all the time?
I need to make sure to not have those scenes in the YouTube edit.
You've just been. It's probable no other man would ever bring you to the raptures I have.
Well, then it will just be you I do furious jumping with.
Furious jumping.
Furious jumping.
Taxi, madam.
She walks like a doll. That is a crazy thing. Oh. Why is she yelling at her? Okay, you're seeing a lot of unhappiness in the world. Is that what she's experiencing? Just like negative, other people being so fueled with negative human emotions that she's not used to. Oh, did she eat too many of those tarts or whatever?
Can they disappear?
No, of course not. What the fuck are you talking about? Where were you?
I will walk to the noise. And I found it. Amazement to Bella. Explore bloods in me.
Amazement to Bella. She has some good lines.
Nothing but sugar and violence.
Bella.
What? Why I keep it in my mouth if it is revolting?
That's a good point.
That before to Gerald. If you catch my drift.
Oh, because you mean his penis. Duncan's can sometimes be salty.
Oh my god.
I must go punch that baby.
She was rearing up.
Your behavior is unconscionable. We behave.
What did you think when you invited her on this trip?
Annoying.
Delighted. And how do they make the pastry so crisp, yes?
This is a specific one to have the third one.
Let us go.
Oh. Every emotion that she has like leads to arousal eventually. Considering she's still very new to arousal.
Lisbon, Bella? He's very unwell. I fear he will not see the year out.
Oh.
How marvelous. How do they get the pastry so crisp?
Me good. Lisbon. Sugar tart lick me all day.
Uh-huh.
Do you think they're fucking?
Yes.
Filleting a tram.
Oh my god. She's having more? Is this her first taste of alcohol and she's sipping it like that and she's enjoying it? I mean, she's struggling to get it down, but does she want more because she knows? Alright, well now, after that many, I can understand why you do it, because it makes you give those happy chemicals. But normally after the first taste, people are like, I'm not touching that shit.
Duncan Wedderburn. Victoria Blessington. I haven't seen you for years.
Victoria Blessington?
Was I am Bella Baxter?
Was that her name?
Strange feathered lady. I apologize. I could have sworn you were she.
I think I wrote her name down wrong.
Right.
But was that her before she jumped off the bridge?
Mistake, as spoken by Duncan Wedderburn to Bella Baxter, day one of Lisbon love affair.
What?
So Bella's so much to discover.
Hmm.
Makes me discover angry feelings.
She's got so many great lines. Because it's like,
I hate succubus of a lover.
it's so alien the way she speaks.
Find many of them it.
Because it's got such a like decent vocabulary but poor understanding of communication. She discovering dancing now? This is a really interesting dance scene, honestly. Looks both choreographed and also like they don't know what they're doing. Oh my god. Oh my god, the like fighting in the background is so awkward. Like it's supposed to be. Oh my god. Oh! Oh shit!
Talking? I have something to say.
Oh my god. Yep. All feelings turn to arousal.
What of the tongue play you were about to Is that not happening?
What of the tongue play? Ah, amazing. Oh my god!
Did you furious jump him?
No, he just fast licked my clitoris. So at my request, it was.
Oh my god! Slamming his face into the desk. Duncan is so weird as well because
Confusing person.
what did he expect? That's the thing. He expected a monogamous relationship with her after everything he saw at the start of the movie? Oh my gosh! Okay, he's still alive.
I was chloroform goods all morning.
I thought it was possible
ingested too much.
he died right there and then.
My father could have branded me with hot irons on the genitals the way he did if he...
I haven't been very supportive of your adventurous spirit.
Okay,
So
fair
I'm
enough.
surprised for you.
What, are you gonna lock her in a box? This could be really fucked up. Okay, he's letting her out of the box. I thought he might have just locked her in a box and,
Changed hotels.
Look out the
I
window.
don't know, thrown it into the sea or something.
We were on boat.
Indeed.
You aim to trap Bella at sea.
So she's not happy to be on the boat because she can't explore properly.
Bella.
I guess in my head it was a cruise, but it's probably a private boat. Because a cruise would give her a lot to explore and do.
Bella.
Are there other people there? Yeah, it is a cruise. So she'd have some stuff to explore. Until they get to land, I'd imagine. Well, you know what? It's not as lively as I was imagining. It's a pretty small cruise. This looks fucking awesome. This shot is so fantastical and awesome looking.
Shit on me.
What the
Madam.
Did you just kill a
When do
seagull?
we stop?
The ship.
Forgive my kidnapping of you, but it was for love. A romantic jape. Don't be such a cunt about it.
I want a drink.
It's fun. Oh,
Describe the elements
such a good
I'm
line.
looking for within myself. So how judge it empirically?
What the fuck are you talking about? Who are you? You don't know what bananas are. You'd never heard of chess, and yet you know what empirically means.
Yeah.
Bella wants a drink. I'm out of ink.
Yeah. Then ink you shall have, my love.
No interesting older lady. I must touch your hair.
She's just accepting it.
Your hair, but I find him to elicit exceptional sensations throughout my whole body that leave me yelping happily. I also... Is this man jumping on your body?
No, he's not.
This woman's
I've been bedded in 20 years.
almost equally weird.
That is terrible.
Ink.
Duncan Wedderburn, I have made friends, colleagues, comrades.
hairy ass.
We were talking about your penis.
This is Martha. I hope you use your hand between your legs to keep yourself happy.
Good God.
We all agreed on that. As to your inquiry on my hand, occasionally.
That is much reassuring news.
Martha's kind of into
together.
this.
Right, actually. I meant to throw you aside. A few months and send you packing,
What?
but I cannot. Say or marry me. No one's ever captured my heart. You have.
How?
It is tricky, as I'm engaged to Mr. Max McCann to me.
You chose me over him.
For now.
But she wants to go back.
I'll fucking throw you overboard.
Mark Ruffalo is such a good actor.
Go to the casino.
Like, I believe his character's emotions really strongly, even if I don't empathize with him because he's a weird dude.
But you will progress fast.
Oh my gosh.
Felicity.
Felicity. Oh my god.
Not that fast.
People and society can be improved.
I agree with
That's
that.
the goal of progress, grow. I know this in me, and I'm sure I am indicative of all. It is a dark view of things, Harry.
Better. Let
Hey,
us take the air.
are you here to throw me overboard?
You're losing some of your adorable way of speaking.
I'm a changeable beast.
She's
as
not.
are all of we.
She's
Apparently,
learning to
according
speak.
Dis-
Oh my god. The implications of the type of person Duncan is into is not lost on me, by the way. I was just like in my head imagining the comments that might be on the video. How could you not pick up that Duncan... I get it.
I dare you.
Oh my gosh. That might be a way to win Bella back, is to murder someone.
Oh, marvelous. I never imagined being murdered. How dramatic.
She seems happy to die. I'm sorry for getting in your way.
No way Mark Ruffalo's overpowering these two men. Okay, there you go. I don't think they're gonna let you go back to the bar. How? They're just cool with this attempted murderer going back to his room?
Erroneous and nonsensically annoying.
And say no not. But when with Duncan,
Is this scene gonna end with these two,
cruel just bubbles up.
what is it, jumping on each other or whatever?
That shows good judgment.
Bella's inquisitiveness is very interesting. Just seeing how she's growing throughout the film and trying to understand like fundamental truths. Alexandria? That's a hard text to read. What the heck?
A lot of dead babies.
Oh my god.
Must be hot.
Bella. Bella.
Each person she's with gets weirder. What the heck, man? What sort of world does this movie take place in? Okay, he's back with Duncan. Cheese. Did I say he's? She's back with Duncan.
We're staying ashore, Mum. We could take care of that for you.
Oh my god.
You can?
Of course.
Yeah, I doubt that's
This is
going to the
generous
poor.
of you.
Thank you.
He's gonna be super generous.
I won. I won everything, like never before. And now it's.
Oh, it was all his
gone.
gambling money.
By the sights I have seen.
So no need for the calculus, huh? Fuck off before I break all your teeth.
Oh.
Where is it?
Just
You hid it for safety.
first time
I was
seeing like
drunk and foolishly left it
horrible
everywhere.
hardships of the world that
I
she'd
did not hide.
not realized existed.
Well, dead babies lie in a ditch.
Oh.
Duncan.
Okay, well, it's actually good that she has some
What?
some sort of empathy here.
Expecting a hug of some offer something.
I gotta remember that line.
Yet I have nothing.
I am expecting a hug of
Some
solace.
Bad day for Bella Baxter.
The steward informs me that you may not have sufficient funds to make good your account, sir.
Oh my god.
Good evening.
How dare you!
Man. Bella is fucked Duncan over hard.
Realism is not. Protect yourself with the truth.
I realize what you are now,
Harry is like an
Just
AI.
a broken little boy who cannot bear the pain of the world.
Patty! Is he lying on a piece of a
Great
brain?
things if
I'll fucking kick your dog to death.
How will we live now?
I don't know.
Exactly, that's the experiment. We are now the poor.
It's a
Also, many adventurers have faced these
pretty
odds.
optimistic way to look.
Robert, but I do believe my actions come from a good place.
Shut the fuck
up. Is this a hotel?
We have rooms. Are you looking for
not,
work?
not quite a...
a room?
I charge you 10 francs
quite a
an hour,
hotel.
you so off you go.
At this point, I am confused.
You're not here to work. It is the shortest route to it.
I've never been cocked by another man. And I'm in need of funds.
There you go, win-win.
Circumstances I regard as almost fate-like. Let us do this.
That's true. I was just thinking it was very... Oh my god, the windows! That's so funny.
Should we warm me up a bit for...
Yeah, it's not quite as intimate as you're probably used to. Is that it? Is he done? No shame, but that's it. 10 seconds. Easiest 30 Dalk or whatever you ever make.
And I have never known another, so knew not whether this was true. But now I do. Remembering the fierce, sweaty nights of ours.
She thinks this is like a nice thing to tell him.
And as an experiment.
To punish my tiny sins with a tsunami of
Tiny
destruction, to
sins?
take
I don't
my heart
know.
and pull it like
You seem like a
pocket and
sinful
ruin it. I
man.
look at you and I see nothing but ugliness.
That last bit was uncalled for and makes no sense. It's your own... Can I never win with you?
It is the worst thing women can do.
Oh yeah, worst thing women can do
definitely
is
never
sleep with men. I
I'm a
mean,
flawed,
I get it being
experimenting
unfaithful,
person, and I
but
will need a husband with a more forgiving disposition.
I think she's been pretty clear she's not like in this
I can now see
relationship
you are not
exclusively.
This whole time.
It is God's money. For emergencies.
It has been a fucking emergency for weeks now.
I believed in you the whole time. I feel this conversation has become circular.
Oh man.
How delightful.
Yeah.
Come.
I feel like this
A prime
this woman is like one of the most normal women people we've come across.
C'est un mouchoir à la lavande. For l'odeur, for the smell. And tea. Just because tea is nice.
Aw.
Un petit peu English.
Well, that woman was very nice. Seems like these sex workers are the best people in the movie.
This lineup system.
Swiney
You really
is the
expect me to go upstairs with the man, even if I find him
owner's name.
distasteful. Sad when I let him furious jump me.
the way it is, my darling.
So would you not prefer it if the women chose? As it would be a sign of enthusiasm. You wouldn't have the vague sense that they were in a state of horror when you jumped.
Decent point.
The shoes are no longer tied with ribbons.
Je suis d'accord. As a socialist, I agree entirely.
Formidable. We'll enjoy it for free. Go.
Toynette, is that her
Bella,
name?
A moment in my office.
Because I do like Toynette.
And no one will want you either to pay you for it or to have it for free.
I still believe everyone would be happier if we could choose.
An idealist. Sick, but good business. Come with
She's learning more and more of the cruelties of the world. I feel like it's just gonna continuously beat her
Sick
down.
and poorly alive. Do you want that, Bella?
Of course not.
You don't. You're so low.
Stay away from my earlobes.
I want that.
Now, go and fuck someone and bring me 10 francs.
And if necessary, a quick douse in lavender. And making it formidable. Toc toc.
Toc toc.
I mean, I would agree to that.
Fromage.
Fromage qui?
Cheese to meet you.
Oh, that's a cute laugh. Oh. They found the actor with the sweetest laugh. I wonder if she's making like the big bucks, like if everyone's coming back and wants her. She's got a hook. He's got a hook.
You wish what?
My boys are orphanage for education, sexual.
Oh.
I will demonstrate.
And they're gonna watch?
Alors, vous pouvez jouer avec les seins de la femme. Tu engorges le pénis.
J'aime bien commencer par
This is so strange, man.
Puis un 3-3.
As if the talk isn't awkward enough.
Ensuite un 2-2.
He's making it worse. I mean, she's becoming a professional at sex. Oh, Duncan. What the fuck?
Madam Swiney was right.
How are you missing Bella?
Hitherto unknown.
Isn't she like the worst thing that ever happened to you?
Right.
I'm almost ready to forgive you. I've booked our birth home and I've told Mother to prepare our wedding bed.
Why do you still want this?
Fuck the books her hand, you dear.
Duncan's so weird.
Duncan, our time has ended. I look at you and feel nothing but the lingering question of how did I ever want you?
Oh shit.
And we must go to
your horse.
Yeah, they know. You're throwing a snowball at them.
I need you to operate on me.
Shall I put a beating heart in your monstrous form?
Oh shit.
If you have time, this out.
I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at this.
How to break it to the patient, eh?
Baxter,
Do not cry into the wound. You'll kill me faster with sepsis.
So you're gonna go and find Bella and bring her back?
Hot chocolate, my dear.
Ooh, hot chocolate.
Chocolate.
My empathy is creeping toward what I would describe as contemptuous rage.
This is fabulous.
Makes sense.
It is.
You will be grateful to this moment, but you must keep going.
I see.
She has to cover her earlobes.
Be satiated in a mind that picks people apart stitch by stitch like a bloodied and burned rag doll shot out of an elephant's arm.
Bella. That Gordon Baxter, he knew. He set her on to me. He trapped me.
Oh yeah, it was his fault.
Where is she?
Duncan, you were so weird.
I am a bug, shall we sing? Oh, we'll sing this.
The whore's back.
No memory survives, no experiences survive.
What do you mean I am mother and daughter?
Brain is daughter, body is mother. It's so weird.
You can understand, and Baxter kind of...
Interesting that he doesn't call him God like everyone else. He calls him Baxter. Like he thinks of him as human, I guess, because he sees his weaknesses the most, I guess.
I see you've introduced me then, Prince.
I like this one though. That's enough now, Felicity.
Oh, fuck. Fair enough, Bella.
I am finding being alive fascinating, so I'll forgive you the act. But always hate the lies and trapping that followed.
That makes a lot of sense.
Good to see you.
You too. Nance aside, I missed you.
She's so self-aware.
I will be a doctor.
Oh.
Always carve with compassion. He was a fucking idiot. But
So you are mesmerized no more?
I am still mesmerized.
I've been a whore, you understand. Coxed for money inside me. You okay with that?
Sure.
Just the weepy and sweary when he discovered my whoring.
Yeah, but he was
merely jealous
not a
of
super
the men's
stable
time with
dude.
you. It is your body, Bella Baxter. Yours to give
That's
freely.
pretty good answer.
I generally charged 30 francs.
Well,
That seems low.
We will need less of your tongue in the future, but overall, most.
I will. And have you been checked?
Honestly,
disease?
that sort of
I have
honesty
not,
is
but I shall.
probably
I'm
useful.
enjoying this practical love we have.
I have taken 5 milligrams of heroin through the toes for pain, amphetamines for energy, and cocaine, because I am partial to it. I've come here to walk you down the
Aww.
Did we miss the part about anyone objecting to this? Or has that been removed in catechism?
I mean, we don't need it.
You look well.
Victoria.
Do you refer to me, sir?
That's her old
Normally
name.
introduce himself to his wife, but if I must.
There's devil's work at hand. Look, he coughs not air as a normal man, but blood. So you fucking idiot.
Duncan's such a moron.
General Alfred Blessington.
Alfred.
It was like. There's also a stench, but that does not apply as a metaphor. Hurtful. But perhaps you've hit your head.
Oh
and
no.
These men clearly.
Actually, I would like to go.
Aww.
What?
Bella.
Where is this movie going? Like what? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Is it good to have her back? She probably doesn't act the same at all. Why do you have a gun?
The servants and I have not been getting along. I fear an uprising.
What? You have to carry a gun because you're scared of the servants?
Alison, look who's back. I've missed you.
What was the root of the unhappiness? What drove her to leap off the bridge?
So, like, this is all fueled by her curiosity right now, as this whole movie has been. Oh my god. Okay.
Alison.
You just like messing with people.
We'll have some cheese when you can.
Pointing a gun at someone and saying when you can.
I tired of it, but it was fascinating.
Right.
These kippers are strangely delicious.
This guy's a good actor.
Vinegary or something.
I'm saying this guy. I bet he's a really famous actor that I didn't recognize.
I will try to forgive you for the whoring.
You don't have to forgive
Your
anything.
Sexual hysteria was often out of hand.
Sexual hysteria?
In fact, when I list the ways you've wronged me, Jesus Christ himself would probably beat your head into the back.
Jesus, man.
I will leave at my leisure, but I am flattered by your desire to trap me. You are not the first.
Yeah.
We'll shoot you in the fucking head if you try to leave, darling.
Death threats don't really bother her either.
And I was not being rash. I am sure you will be as happy as you were before.
As I was before when I threw myself from a bridge.
It was a misjudgment, sir. I apologize.
I can see why they'd want to uprise against you, man.
Like a bottle of soup. I saw them do it in Africa with sharpened rocks.
But had my own, more precise device made.
What the fuck?
Do you want just clitoral hold?
Oh.
The hole in fell. This time we will get it done.
This is disgusting.
I shall get.
I would, however, like to leave. I have found our time together interesting, but have ascertained why I jumped from a bridge. I would, removed the brain from the baby, transplanted it into my head, and reanimated me. I'll bring you the file. However,
They talk and talk, and yet at some point there's nothing left but to pull a gun.
Oh my god.
That's the way with women.
Yeah, women suck, man.
And that freedom is yours.
Freedom. Quite literally the opposite. Oh, shot him in the foot. One more for good measure. Oh, he just slipped over. Makes sense. He's been shot in the foot.
Bella, if he lives, I do not sense he is a man who will stop.
Agreed.
Well, I won't watch him bleed to death.
But that's
But I agree, you
nice.
could do with improvement.
Oh. Is he dead? Oh, he's still moving.
Not Bella Baxter.
Aw.
All my life,
Max snuggles up to him
people's
too.
eyes looked at me, horror.
He's not moving anymore. She got it. Nice.
We should get some water for the general.
Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Oh, that's weird. Is this the credits or are there more? Okay, this is the credits. That movie was odd. That was an odd movie. Odd does not mean bad. Definitely not. I would say that was a good movie. A quite good movie. I think it was a very good movie. It's hard to tell my opinions on this movie. It was a strange experience. It is certainly one of the most unique experiences I've had while watching a movie in a long time. Absolutely not what I was expecting. I can't believe, I start this video by saying I know nothing about this movie, and then I have the strangest stuff happening. Like, that's the weirdest possible thing that could have happened after I talk about how much I don't know about the movie. But it was, clearly very cleverly written and insightful, and had, like, there were clearly a lot of themes going on there, some of which I was picking up on as it was happening, some of which I understood sort of retroactively by the end of the movie. I was like, oh, that's what this movie's about, I think. And then some of which probably go completely over my head. I'm not going to pretend to be the the master at picking up subtext of everything. I mean, there were absolutely themes of women's sexual freedom in this film that got pretty overt towards the end. Like, they were showing little bits of it, but then it got very overt towards the end. There felt like there were mild implications of I don't know how YouTube is, like, I've never experienced YouTube like demonetizing me or anything for certain things I've said, but let's just say people liking those who are younger, there felt like there were mild implications of that, but it's hard to say that because she's a woman, like, she's in a woman's body, but there were different things, right? It was like, what is the person who is in the relationship with her, what are they seeing in her? And for Duncan, the main thing, and I'm gonna be all over the place in this discussion, by the way, like, I'm just gonna be jumping around, I think, so don't expect any sort of structure. With Duncan, like, there was the point where he said, like, you've lost that really unique way of speaking, or something along those lines, which sort of implied, I liked you when you were speaking like a child, like when you were basically a baby, which is an odd thing to point out, but it's also possible because Duncan was so just, like, insecure and childish that what he liked was this superiority he felt, possibly, that might have been it. So the more she read, the more she learned, the more intelligent she got, the more inferior he felt. And then on top of that, she would still be so, like, the entire movie, the thing that's, like, really admirable about Bella is her own understanding of her own freedom and her strive to continue to be free, which I think is, like, a major theme of the movie, is obviously, like, not treating women like objects, or not having them be possessions, and not treating women's sexuality as your own either, you know? So it's possible, you know, Duncan wanted to feel like, you know, he met this woman who was clearly, you know, less intelligent than him and more full of like wonder, and saw what he had to offer her, and so he offered it to her expecting this is how it's gonna be and I can always feel like this. But then she learned, she got more intelligent as she continued following her curiosity, and he stayed at the same place because he's never fucking learning, and in fact is actually regressing throughout the film. So because of that, you know, he feels more and more inferior and takes it out more on her. But I mean, then obviously we have like, I really liked how a decent chunk of this movie was basically when she was a sex worker, right? In where was she? Paris? In Paris. And her what are the terms? her co-workers. I'd rather sound like a dork explaining this than you know, like make people kind of unhappy, you know. So her co-workers and her boss were actually the sort of the most normal and nicest people in the film. I mean, you had, I've got the names here, Toinette and Madame Swiney, who were like really reasonable and understandable. And like, I like that was the point where she, like, in fact, it seemed like that was the place where she was sort of the most free. She wasn't tied to a man at that point. Like Duncan had left, and there was no one who had come to then whisk her away yet, you know? So like it's funny that when she was you know, currently a sex worker, she was also the most free, as she was throughout the whole film, and her support system was the most supportive and understanding and helped her. And it feels like she also took the biggest leaps in intelligence in that time as well, and gained her own confidence and became more of an individual and became more of a unique person, you know? So, and that's a really good way to portray that, I think. It didn't demonize sex work. It like sort of seemed to lean into the freedoms of it. So I thought that was very cool. Because I mean, this movie had a lot of sex in it, which is understandable. I mean, that was one of the major themes. Wasn't what I was expecting going into it. I wonder, like, I mean, I always have in my head how these things must be to film, because some of those shots, like, were so intimate and so real looking. I kind of like can't help but think, like, what are the actors doing here, you know? But I'm sure I mean, I feel like a lot of the time with this stuff, the sets, you know, in films like this, they know what they're doing and they know how to make the actors comfortable with this situation. So I shouldn't be nervous. I'm sure it was all fine, but it's always something I'm thinking about while watching these scenes. I have a lot more notes than I expected to have. There were so many lines in this movie, just to get off of the themes, which I'm kind of stumbling over right now. I just wanted to make sure to start with the themes because I feel like that's the most important thing in this film. Like, if you're not picking up on at least some of the themes that are going on, then the film might be a lot worse to you. Like, it might seem like more like a string of irrelevant things, and it might seem kind of dumb maybe if you weren't picking up on the things that the movie was satirizing. But so I wanted to start with that. But my favorite thing about this movie was just the script. It was just so funny. Like, there were so many moments in the film that I found really, really funny. Almost all of them coming from Bella, but a few of them coming from Duncan and like a couple from other places. But it was like 85% Bella, 10% Duncan, 5% everyone else in the film. And like Bella's, just the way her character was written was so funny. I really liked it. The only line I have written down is, "I'm expecting a hug of solace," which I think is great, and I want to remember that line when I'm like down about something and I'm talking to someone about it. I should just say, "I am expecting a hug of solace." I can't remember the exact line, but it was like, which she said to Max McCandless, like, "Why pen book every nut?" or something, which is very funny as well. Yeah, there was just a lot of really clever and funny dialogue. Stuff that was like clear. She's self-aware and she understands what's going on. I think some chord just dropped somewhere. That was clear. She has like this awareness that other people tend to not have about themselves and about the world around them. And she has a vocabulary that was clearly from Godwin, but also doesn't quite have the natural progression of learning language. And so she speaks in a really interesting fashion, that like in a way that no one else speaks. But on top of that, so many characters in this movie were just so weird. And I think like it made the world feel more fantastical and curvy and lumpy. Like every character that came on screen, I was like, okay, so is this person gonna be normal? You know, it like when Mark Ruffalo first appears, I'm like, okay, this is the normal guy, and then he starts doing some weird stuff, and then gets more insecure and strange and horrible throughout the film. And then I like that towards the end though, like he wasn't a horrible monster. He's like, he is just a pathetic, you know, worm of a man. Like when we see him in the scenes where he like puts it all together and brings the husband and whatever, brings Alfred, he doesn't come across as like, oh, this super villain who had this perfect plan of revenge or whatever. He comes across as a petty loser, like just some stupid dork who was mad that she was sleeping with people. By the way, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Like, it's just, that's the big thing, is like, what did he expect going into it? I sort of like, the further I went into it, I understood him a little more. And I do understand him on a base level, but I feel like it's just so pathetic. Like, the way he, like, came into her life, saw that she was, you know, that she was so housed, so isolated from society, and also, you know, hadn't developed a proper vocabulary, struggled to like walk properly with, you know, straight, and was very, you know, immature, right? And saw that she was getting married to Max McCandless, took her away from that situation, and expected her, I mean, I guess he just expected her to stay like that and also feel beholden to him forever. But like, it's just like, it's so crazy because she never at any point implies or says or like even acts upon the idea of them being monogamous, the idea of like, of those two being in a relationship. And I guess he just like assumed it, but then even when he assumed it and she went out and like broke that trust, then he just like got angry, went away, then cooled off the next day or whatever, and then like tried to control her like physically, instead of like changing the expectations in the relationship or like defining the relationship. He puts her in a box and brings her onto a boat, you know, like stuff like that. So I understand the function of the character is this is how some men can be, and it's really horrible and stuff, and it's all about controlling your partner. It's just so funny to see it. And I mean, Mark Ruffalo portrays it perfectly. And when I say funny, it's funny because it's horrendous and horrible and so real feeling while also being ridiculous. Like, they heighten these situations somewhat, but it's like the subtext of the situations can be kind of exactly the same as life, you know? Like, maybe this sort of person wouldn't say exactly the things that he's saying, but he would be thinking them, you know? Like, he would be meaning them in the words that he does say. And it's the same with Alfred at the end. I mean, maybe even more so with Alfred at the end, where it's like, I'm literally going to keep you locked away, and I'm going to I'm going to do incredibly invasive things to assure that you do not sleep with anyone else, even though you have not expressed that you want to be wed to me, you know? Like, even though you have actually expressed the direct opposite, and yet he still feels like she belongs to him. Yeah, it's just insane. It's just insane. But I mean, I'm just looking at my notes again, by the way. That's what I'm looking down at. I mean, it was a really well done film. Every time they showed like bits of the world was really cool. Like, at first it was like, oh, this is just a regular world but with strange characters. But the further, like, the more places we went and the more they showed different places, some places were so like weird, fantastical, like Wonderland-esque. It was just not what I expected at all, but it kind of added to the experience, and I don't know why, but it did. Like, this movie would have hit all the same thematic points without it, I feel like, without that sort of like weird, fantastical world. And yet I feel like it did add something to the film. I don't know what, but it added something. Anything else? I don't think so. I understand, like, I apologize. I feel like I do this a lot, and then people are like, don't worry, you're fine. So maybe I shouldn't, but I apologize if this was rambling and weird and a strange discussion and didn't quite hit the points in the film correctly. I mean, it is something that I get self-conscious about, especially when diving into a film like this, that especially when I wasn't prepared for it. This very well could have just been a slapstick comedy film and with no deeper themes or whatever. I had no idea what I was getting into, but regardless, I hope you enjoyed whatever came out of it. And yeah, it was a very interesting film. So that was Poor Things. Make sure to support this video on this channel if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, early access, and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Gent Watches One Piece channel. If you like One Piece, go over there and check it out as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.